If people are on here, just bear with me because I'm having to post the link to the new live video. So we lost the stream there because my internet sucks. But hopefully we'll get some people back. I guess my blaster killed the stream. Sorry about that, everybody. I don't know what the hell happened there. My blaster killed the stream.
What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me.
He's all yours, bounty hunter.
He's no good to me.
Have you ever removed your helmet?
No,
Has it ever been removed by others?
never.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Well, we got a couple people back. I guess my blaster killed the other stream. Hey, Juan Carlos. What are you going to do? My the other stream got killed. So this is part two. Part two. Yeah, no, I put the Mandalorian theme on there. The owner doesn't even know, which is awesome. Ooh, I thought we'd keep that hidden. Bam! Yeah, I used a tricree. I used a tricree in there, and yeah, it's bright. The funny thing is, like, so a couple of the yeah, I heard one, and I know you wanted to talk about it. I just haven't had a chance, man. Work's been off the hook. But yeah, I used a tricree in the blaster. And the funny thing is, this is the second EE3 I've installed for the same guy, and I put a bunch of diffusion and blockers in front of the tricree on his other blaster so it wouldn't blind people. And he's like, I don't want none of that crap. Full blast. And I'm like, these are tricrees. They're like, you know, a laser. And you can damage people's eyes with it. And he wants a full blast. So he gets what he wants, although I'm not really sure about it. We'll see when he gets it, you know, when he sees how really bright they are. And I'm hoping he'll want me to go back and add some diffusion. And if he does, I can go add diffusion. Yeah, you know, it's not good to look at these things dead on with the eyes. It'll definitely damage your retinas. And, you know, you should not look at these tricrees dead on. Like, even when I'm testing a tricree, you know, I'll put a piece of paper over the lens so you can't see the the tricree dead on. But you can still look on the piece of paper and know that, you know, all your LEDs are working. But that totally sucks that I lost the stream. The initial stream, we had a bunch of people watching. But you know, what are you going to do? I was going to check and see if there was any Facebook messages, but you know, we were talking about the new Profi OS and, you know, the blaster prop file, which y'all saw the EE3. It's awesome. You know, we got 4 people back. You know, we were only up to like 15, but when I lost the stream, they all got lost. That's the key thing about it's important. Like, you know, if you want to, if that ever happens again, I mean, as long as you hit subscribe on my channel and hit the notification bell, when I go live again, you'll get the link automatically. I did put the link on my Meg2 Sis Savers Facebook page. I wonder if I should put it on my Facebook page, on my personal one. Some people are friends with me there, so stand by. We'll put a link there too. Yeah, Fernando, no, you know who it was the Japanese guy. Well, Juan Carlos, to some extent, yes, it depends on the sound font. Like for instance, like I'll put this on Imperial Trooper. Oops, let me turn it on first.
What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me. He's no good.
Have you ever removed them?
Desert Eagle. Kalashnikov. Oh. Imperial Trooper.
All right, so now it's on automatic in Imperial Trooper. So when I press the trigger and hold the trigger in automatic fire, but now, so yes, you're right, that is the same sound, but watch, when I press again, it's different. And then I let it go and press again. Let it go, press again. Let it go, press again. So it does use the different auto files.
What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me.
Turn that back off. It does use the same auto file on one trigger press. It uses that same sound over and over and over and over again. But that can be recoded. Remember, Juan, that this Profi Blaster prop file is in the very beginning stages of development. It wasn't even a month ago that I'm testing the thing on this rig right here, and now it's in a blaster. So I still think that the blaster prop file is still in development. Yeah, if you don't crop the shots, the echoes basically cause it. So if you go back and watch the initial video that I posted on YouTube for this blaster, when it's in the Boba Fett font, it goes on automatic fire. It's like pow, 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 pow because of the echo. So what I did is I cropped the shot so all you hear is the shot, and then it goes pow, 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 pow. So yeah, the blaster prop file is still in beta, but I mean, that is a prime example that even though it's in beta, it is fully functional and it works. And, I said this before, as far as ease of use and navigating, um, I'm totally cool with, how the operating system is working now. But do I think we can make it better? Sure, we can. We can make it better. And randomizing those sounds on the automatic blast, so it's using auto 1, then auto 4, then auto 8, then auto 7, then auto 5, so it's going around with each shot. I'm not sure if the processor can pull from the SD card that fast or not, but it's definitely really cool. I mean, it's definitely working out pretty awesome. But the new version of the OS, which I know some of y'all weren't here, but I actually demonstrated the color changing. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of recoding it, and I'll bring that up with Deodad Josen, which he's the one that wrote the code for the Propi Blaster file, and who wrote the button code to make it simpler to use with kind of a glitch that we were experiencing was James Rocco. He's Cloudfeather on TRA, and Cloudfeather helped a great deal with the button sequencing in the operating system. Yeah, yeah. One, I kind of agree that would improve the operating system. Yeah. So what Profi is doing right now is it's pulling, like when you put it in auto mode and you pull the trigger. Basically, what it's doing is it's picking one of the auto sounds and it's just repeating it. And what I think we need to do is randomize that between all the auto sounds that are available. Um, I'm not so sure if Profi can pull and play those sounds in rapid succession like that or not. I'm sure it can, because the blaster is a hell of a lot less complex than the lightsabers are. So I'm sure it can. Which which sensor are you talking about? Like having gesture commands instead of button commands, Juan Carlos? So the cool part about Profi is it does have gesture commands. So like if you get a jam, how you reload is you clash the weapon, which is pretty cool. Because if you actually fire a real gun in real life and you have a malfunction, you tap, rack, and roll. If you have a really bad malfunction, you got to strip the mag, tack, rack vigorously, refeed your mag, rack, and then rock and roll. Oh, how it affects the pitch. I got you. Yeah, I think that's going to be advanced. I think right now we were, just trying to get the Proppy Blaster thing up and running, and it's running. And now I think we can tweak it and perfect it and get it like we want. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So the sounds are deflected depending on the motion sensing of the board. You could pitch shift the sounds. I'm not sure how that would work. Um, that is not my cup of tea. That's way beyond my abilities. That's way beyond my abilities. That sounds like something that Frederick would definitely have to get involved in. But yeah, the new Profi OS is freaking incredible, and it's a game changer for lightsabers, and the capabilities that are now in the sabers are unbelievable. Um, saving your state and saving your font and saving your volume and all that stuff is so cool that now basically these installers can install Profis and the end users can still make the saber their own if they don't like what we programmed. Um, the only thing about that is I still got to figure out how to change the styles. I know how to change the colors, but I haven't got. I don't know how to change the styles. I don't even know if you can. I'll try the old way they had initially programmed it.
The weapon is initializing. Done.
Let's go.
I am Kanan Jarrus, Jedi Knight.
Hi, Nathan.
You're making it easy on me.
So I guess you can't do that, but if you watch the reflection behind me here in the poster, right up over here over my shoulder, as you twist the saber, the colors change, and then you get to the color you want and lock it in. So that's pretty cool. But as far as the new OS goes, for customers, it's awesome. Oh yeah, well, did you see what saber it was, Nathan? Check that out. This is an Ultra Sabers Kanan Jarrus, which it has the circuit board etching in it, which is laser etched, but it's still pretty cool. And this one has an external recharge port, 2.1 millimeter, and it's got 2 buttons on it, which is awesome. And this is equipped with Profi 2.2. This is the lightsaber I did the full install video on. It's 2 hours and 42 minutes long. But I redid the config today for the end user. So the for sale config is in it. And the first font is Kanan Jarrus, which is Blind Cowboy by Jesse Kirkbride, which is Kyber Phonics. Yeah, well, it's got the Rebels theme on it too. I don't know if I played that. Check this out. Oh, let's take the kill key out.
I am Kanan Jarrus,
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
The Force will be with
We'll see you, Juan Carlos.
always.
All right, so this is back on the Kanan Jarrus font. Which that's Blind Cowboy by Jesse Kirkbride, Kyber Phonics. So yeah, I put the Rebels theme on there too. That thing's pretty awesome. Juan Carlos, we'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. But Nathan, that's a pretty cool saber. It's not the best. It's not the best Kanan Jarrus hilt, but the Ultra Sabers Kanan Jarrus hilt ain't bad. I like it. I think it's pretty. And that one's going to be for sale. I'll be selling that one in a Kylo Ren crossguard, and then another Ultra Sabers MHS mashup that I made that has CFX in it. So all three of those sabers are going to be for sale soon, and they're going to be awesome. All you got to do, Nate, is buy the saber. You know what the deal is. You're in the garrison. Garrison first. But y'all may all have to wait until I sell this house and get out of this house. Oh, yeah. Yeah, nerd up, Juan Carlos. Adios, amigo. Nerd up. Hashtag nerd up. Hashtag nerd up means be nice to other nerds. Oh, what are we doing here? What we're doing is, I can't see, hashtag. Hashtag nerd up. There we go. All right, I'll bring it out Saturday. Yeah, that one's going to be for sale. I got to work up how much it's going to be for, because I haven't even added up all the parts and everything in it yet. So, yep, that one's going to be for sale. I'm going to have a couple of them. So, yeah, I'll be at the Troop on Curry Beach Saturday morning for the Special Olympics. Fat Kylo Ren will be there. I still haven't lost the weight I need to lose. I'm working on it. But we'll be out there on Saturday. So we'll see you at the Troop, Nathan. Hopefully you get a little bit more active this year and, lose the weight, get back into the full costume. That'd be awesome. But, the new Proppy operating system for you other saber nerds out there is freaking incredible. And it definitely makes it way better for us installers. That way, if the end user doesn't like something, they can change it pretty easily just by swapping out fonts on the SD card and changing their blade style. All right, have a good dinner. We'll see you Saturday morning. We'll be out there. So, yeah, my next video, we were talking about on the other stream that got interrupted because the blaster is so powerful. We were talking about installing the new version of the OS. How you go to the Profi website and you download the latest software, which is 3.9, Profi OS 3.9, which is the latest software, which is now out of beta. And you just download that to your desktop. You take your config file, which should be on your SD card, and you put it in the config folder within that new version of Profi OS. And then when you have Profi OS open, when you scroll down, there should be Profi OS Eno. You drop it in there, define your config file in the doobly-doo on like line 20 through 26, somewhere in there. And you just define where your config file is at and plug your Profi in and hit upload, and bada bing, you're upgraded to the new software. It takes about 5 minutes. So then the question is, and I thought I'm going to do my next video on how do you do a fork. Well, how you use a fork is you go to the website. Oh yeah, man, they're so awesome. So how you use a fork? So like, let's say like you want to use SA2cc's fork. Usually when he has a good fork going, like 2.9cc was freaking awesome. And there's a lot of guys still out there installing on 2.9cc because it was so awesome. But I knew I needed to get caught up, because if you get too far behind in this stuff, it's like a whole new learning process to get back on board and figure them out again. So I loaded that board with the new OS and Fernando's new blade styles, so I could help figure out the new OS, so I could program sabers with it. So that Kanan Jarrus hilt's the first saber I've done with the new OS, which is pretty awesome. Now, of course, I did the blaster with the new OS as well. So the blaster's done, the saber's done, and now I've got to keep figuring out all the other intricacies of that OS. The only bad thing is my lightning blade won't work in the new OS, so Fernando's redoing my lightning blade for me, hopefully, so it has localized lockup in its new OS compliant until the fork comes out. So how do you install someone's fork? And what is a fork? Well, what a fork is in the most used fork out there was SA2CC, which is Matt McGreary. SA2CC is just his forum name. So you'll see some people refer to his fork as the SA2CC fork, and it was known as the 2.9CC, which is color change. So Matt McGreary was the first to put out color changing on the Profi. 2.9CC is his fork. Now there's links to that on the open source Facebook group, but there's also ways through Frederick's, when you go to his page, stand by, let me think of what the name of it is. Profi, just stand by a second. I'm scrolling trying to find out what it is. The software page, and then we need the Profi board Arduino plugin. GitHub. So yeah, it's on GitHub. So what you do is you're on GitHub, and there's places in GitHub where you can say see other forks, and it'll show you all the people that have made forks of this operating system. So a fork of the operating system just basically means it's the same as the original operating system, but it has some changes. So this is the main operating system, like Profi OS 2.9. This would be a fork. This is SA2CC's color change, and basically he's just tweaked some of the things in the main OS to make the sabers do what he and others are trying to get them to do. So he's basically just taken Frederick's code, which is already good, and he's tweaked it to put his personal twist on it. That's what a fork is. Well, when a fork gets good enough, like SA2CC's 2.9CC, which was a great fork, infamous. I think it changed the saber community. The funny thing is most installers were using 2.9CC and nobody was even using the main OS. So you had more installers installing the fork than the main operating system on the Profis. And the reason is because the fork was more user-friendly, whereas the main OS didn't have the features we wanted. All forks don't have changes. They can and often do, but a fork is just a local copy of the main repo. Yeah, I'm trying to explain it in a simple way, but the forks that I'm talking about, I mean, I wouldn't use a fork that's just a copy from the repo. I mean, the only reason I'm going to use a fork off the main OS is if it's something that has some popular feature in it that the main OS doesn't have. For instance, the main reason that so many of us were using SA2CC's 2.9CC fork was that it allowed for color changing and effects changing on the blade, where the main OS did not. Now the main OS allows for color changing on the main OS. Hey, Michael. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We lost my first feed. I was shooting my blaster at the computer. Next thing I know, I lost internet signal. So this is like part 2. But both of these will be published on my YouTube channel when they're done, so you can go back and watch them. And I think this has been a fairly useful conversation for the most part. But how you install a fork is you download it just like you would download the operating system, and it has all the same folders in it that the main Profi OS has. But there's just some changes within those folders, and your config file still goes in the config folder, and then you open Profi OS, and from that fork folder, and you program your saber with the fork, and it's just that simple. Now, the different thing about the 2.9CC fork that a lot of us were using was you had to have blade styles that were fork compliant. So in other words, those blade styles that worked in Matt McGrory's fork would not work in the main operating system. You would get compilation errors. But on Matt McGrory's fork, they did work. So that's the big difference. Which that's the problem now is all these configs that I built on 2.9cc are combat ineffective. They don't work on the main fork anymore. So I'm having to rebuild all my blade styles to be main operating system compliant so that they work. And of course, Fernando makes that easy because Fernando De Rosa, which is FET 263, he has a whole website, which I should put Fernando's website. Stand by. I'm going to put Fernando's website as a link in the chat box. So let's go to his Profi board library. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to come back to you guys, and I'm going to paste this link in. And y'all need to go to that site and bookmark this site that I'm getting ready to put in there. That is Fernando De Rosa's blade style site. And the cool thing, I'm sure y'all have seen Fernando. He blows up all of Facebook with all these blade styles. And, well, you missed the Profi Blaster. I'll whip that out and show it to you here in just a second. But the website I just put in the chat box, if you're into, pardon me, if you're into programming Profis, you can go to Fernando's website and he has blades. And then he lists which operating system it works for. So he has 2.9cc blades, he has old operating system blades, and he has current operating system blades. So if you haven't already bookmarked Fernando's sites that I put in the chat box, y'all need to go ahead and go to his site and bookmark it. The cool part about Fernando's site is he describes the blade style, and then he has a YouTube vid of what the blade style can do. And not only that, he has tabs for each operating system. So if you're using the Frederick's main OS, then you go and grab, hit the tab for the main OS, and it shows all the blade styles down there. If you want the color changing OS from SA2CC, you go to 2.9cc, and it has all the blade styles there. And then he's got an older OS blade style thing there too. But anyway, Michael, so here's what you missed. So I finished installing this. This is a Boba Fett EE3 carbine blaster. This is Boba Fett's, of course, blaster from Empire Strikes Back. And it's got a 2.1 millimeter recharge port, speaker grill here. It's got a red, blue tri-cree, but it also has neopixels here in the speaker grill that propagate the shot. And this one has a Smuggler's Outpost 28 millimeter bass speaker and Profi 2.2 program with the brand new Profi OS
Unless he doesn't survive, he's worth a lot to me.
blaster prop file. You see the neopixels propagating the shot there. Automatic. Stun. Each one has music. This first one is Boba Fett's departure from Empire Strikes Back.
He's no good to me.
The second one has the Imperial March as background music. You don't have to run background music, but you can if you want.
Have you ever removed your helmet?
No,
Has it ever been removed by others?
never.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way. Hello, Stickle. Imperial trooper.
So This is a blaster that's by Propy 2.2 and the brand new operating system with the prop blaster file that was written by Deodad Josen and perfected by Frederick, and also another contributor was Cloud Feather, aka I said his name earlier in the video, Rocco, James Rocco. He's Cloud Feather. Oh, I know. I may have the Mandalorian going in the background tonight because I got to package up a bunch of Mycoms and box them up and send them out. So, while I'm packaging and programming all those Mycoms, I'll probably have the Mandalorian going in the background. But I'm really excited about the new Propy OS, and hopefully everybody else will be excited too. And look, the other stream was going on for like 35 minutes when I lost it. This one's been going on for 30 minutes, and I need to get boxing up on these Mycoms. And plus, I told Jen that I would call her when the stream was over. So, we've been going for about an hour. And, first of all, I'm sorry to all those who I lost the stream on. Some of those things are out of my control. I don't know why the internet lost connection in the middle of my stream, but it did. So I had to start a new one. I made it. I installed this with basically very similar to lightsaber guts, but basically this is a 3D printed EE3. I'm not sure where the owner got it. The owner got it off of Etsy somewhere. It's a 3D printed EE3. And then I took that 3D printed EE3 and modified it to fit electronics in. And that one's actually got a custom Saber Shop MHS V6 chassis that's got some custom rings that I put on that allow the chassis to slide into and out of the barrel. And the Tri-Cree is connected into the chassis, and it's running a Smuggler's Outpost 28mm bass speaker, and the switches and all the machining and the recharge port and the speaker grills, I had to cut those into it. If the owner would have seen what I was doing, he would have been very scared because I was attacking his baby with a Dremel. And, I think he paid like $400 for that thing. So that was just for the empty, the 3D print. So it was expensive. Of course, he'll be paying me a little bit more. I got to do the invoice on that tonight after I get the Mycom sent out. But I want to thank everybody for watching and for hanging in there while we lost the stream earlier. And if you're watching this, after I post the streams, then, check out the chat boxes. A lot of times if I change subject, it's because somebody in the chat box asked something. Oh, yeah, no problem. I'm really hoping that we help you guys. But I'm going to try to get another tutorial video out there about installing the fork and upgrading your lightsaber to the new OS. I think that's going to be the next tutorial video I do. But thank you all for watching so much. And, I enjoy these chats we have every Monday night. And, for those of you that have been emailing me and want me to do commissions for you, I appreciate it. And I'm sorry that I'm kind of shut down on commissions right now, but I got to get this house sold. I got to get out of here. Been working on projects for the last month around the house to try and get this place sold. And now that all the Mycoms are sold and they're going out the door, that'll leave me a lot more spare time to finish all the little projects I have to do around here so I can get this house on the market. I was really hoping to have this house on the market in March or April. Should be meeting that deadline. And when I move into my new house, hopefully I'll get back to installing sabers on a little bit more of a regular basis. I do have a couple sabers in the process right now that I'm churning out, and I will have these 3 sabers for sale. The Crossguard, the Kanan Jarrus saber, as well as the CFX saber. So all those 3 sabers will be for sale soon, and I'll be posting them on my YouTube channel first. So if you want to know how you get one of my sabers that I'm installing here lately, it's easy. You just hit like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, because the first place I'll publish the saber is on YouTube. And if it doesn't sell on YouTube within 24 hours, then I'll post it on Facebook on my Facebook Meg2 Sabers page. And if it doesn't sell there, that's when I'll post it to the general public and the Vader's Vault and all the other saber groups. But usually what happens is once I post a saber on YouTube, they're usually sold within 3 or 4 hours. So if you want to grab one of my sabers and you want to have that opportunity, it's important to hit like, subscribe, notification bell, so that when I publish a video, you get immediate notification. Hey, Meg2 Sis published a video, and if it's a for sale video, then boom, you get on there and send me an email, and the first email I get, that makes a reasonable offer on the saber gets the saber. It's that simple. But thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. For those of you watching after the stream, thank you very much. Same goes for you. Like, subscribe, notification bell. It helps get things done and helps you out if you want one of these sabers. But may the force be with you, everyone, or the dark side, as it were. This is Meg2 Sith, and I will be signing off. So peace, and force may be with you all.